So sometimes I wonder what actually happened to the people I exposed or talked about in the past. Did they change? Did they stay the same? Or maybe they got even worse? Well, instead of just leaving that as a thought, I decided to actually find out. And you're coming with me. Now, if you count everyone I've covered on this channel, the total comes to around 30 YouTubers. That's a lot, and let's be real, a good chunk of them didn't really change much. Or other people already made videos about them. So instead of checking out all 30, I picked 5 where the updates might be worth talking about. Some stayed the same, but others definitely didn't. So we're gonna start with your favorite Vanilla. I exposed this YouTuber back in August of 2024 for lots of things, which includes her saying slurs, telling someone to oof themselves, being very egotistical, and more. I think you guys should give it a watch because I never really understood why this video kept getting views months later after its release, if that makes sense. But when I watched it, I realized it's pretty good, and I'm not saying this just because it's my video and like I'm glazing. It's actually a good video. Anyway, so this video was over a year ago, so what is Vanilla doing now? You might be surprised because she basically quit, and I'm gonna highlight a few community posts. So Vanilla made this community post 2 months ago which says, "I'm gonna upload, promise." And then if you look at her recent short, it says May 1st, so this was 3 months ago. And this was her videos back then. But like if you scroll down, this was her videos, which I talked about in my video. I have no idea what that means. I'm pretty sure that's what basically her content is because it's definitely duplicated and low quality. Ain't nobody watching your video. I'll just never get content farming because it's like just so boring and like brain rot and like you're making the same thing. 79 views in 6 hours on a short. Yeah, you fell off. Anyway. So as you can see, it's like content farm, definitely not like videos that I respect. Anyways, if you keep scrolling, it says, "I have my first exam after 2 days. I'm so scared." So I think she's focusing more on school. And then if you keep scrolling, I think one of the most important community posts, yeah, I missed it, but it says, "So Vanilla said, I'm so sad. A lot of people kept reporting me to the point that YouTube removed my channel history and now I can't pin comments. Why, I've already apologized so many times and this was really long time ago. It's so unfair." Well, I'm glad YouTube did something, but she thinks it's unfair. I'm not really sure. I don't really think it's unfair, but she said she apologized, so it might be. But anyways, so from what I've seen, it looks like she's focusing more on school and quitting this channel, which is awesome because I think that's more important than her content farm. I mean, anyone can have a channel, but I wouldn't recommend doing content like hers where it's literally content farm and slop. There's a lot of YouTubers similar to her that just make these videos where the sole purpose is to get clicks and views, which I think is pointless. I don't respect that kind of content at all because I think you should do something that you actually enjoy and that might help other people. Also, there's nothing wrong with wanting to grow your channel, but if you just keep making the same copy and paste videos or unoriginal content, then that's just greed. Anyways, this is what I think, and I really hope she's actually quitting because it has been 2 months or actually 3 months. But you know, who knows? Maybe she'll come back, but I really hope she doesn't and she just focuses on school. Or if she does, I really hope she makes other kind of content. Now for the next YouTuber, it's not gonna be positive update like Vanilla's. I exposed VuxVux also a year ago for his fake and questionable content.
But I want to talk about VuxVux a little deeper, and what effect his videos have on kids. He is literally a grown man making
No! No!
that kind of content. Kids shouldn't be exposed to this kind of stuff. This is absolutely disgusting and unacceptable. I don't have a problem if you stage videos and tell the viewers so, as long as it's safe. But if you're staging videos which are sexualized, targeted towards kids, then I definitely have a problem. Although he doesn't do this, as much as videos are still cringe.
VuxVux still makes content like this, which I find a little absurd because it's been years. But at the same time, I'm not that surprised. But don't you get tired of this? Remember guys, this guy is probably in his late 20s and he's making these videos. I'm not gonna make this longer than it has to be, so that's pretty much it. I know it's not much, but this guy hasn't changed and it's disappointing. There isn't much to say, so let's move on to the next YouTuber. I actually made 2 videos on this YouTuber. They used to go by Silly Meow Cat, which was the first video on her, but now they go by winterxlaven. winterxlaven was exposed for various things, including scamming, lying about her identity, being extremely disrespectful and irresponsible, and many more awful things that I can't bother listing because it's actually way more than you think. You guys don't understand how peak this video was, and I'm not saying that just because it's my video. I have some videos on my channel that aren't even good, but this isn't one of them. This video took so long. I'll say 6 to 7 days. No! Okay, probably more than that because there was so much that went into this video. The researching, gathering evidence, I was getting info while working on the script. So the script got longer and longer. The forming of the group, there was 6 people with whom I collaborated in this video, which is definitely the most people I've ever collaborated with. The editing took a while, probably a few days. But all of it was worth it because the video did well, which I'm grateful for, and a lot of people were made aware. Plus, it was a nice opportunity to work together to expose one big YouTuber who definitely didn't deserve the platform. So then, did this video affect winterxlaven? I wouldn't say so. Although a lot of people were made aware, Winter didn't really change her content. However, I don't think she's scamming or is doing anything major. I'll say the biggest flaw in Winter is her content. Winter is a bad look on the rant community, which is already cooked. It's falling apart as many good creators are quitting, and what's left of the community are now YouTubers like her and others that aren't the best. And before you comment that I'm a rant YouTuber, wait, why did I say like that? Anyways, before you comment that I'm a rant YouTuber, I have said on this channel before, and I'll say it again, I don't consider myself a rant YouTuber. I like to be called commentary YouTuber instead, because the majority of rants are low effort and unoriginal like Winter's. Sorry, not to throw shade, but I think that's just the truth. Anyways, I don't think that describes my channel because I do work hard on my videos and I like to continue growing. Don't get me wrong, there are still underrated creators out there that make good rants. Like this creator, for example. I think it's like I don't know guys, I don't know how to say it. But anyways, I think the topics are interesting and I like to see more of this going on in the rant community. Anyways, as you can see, Winter's thumbnails are basically all the same. Yes, there are a few tweaks, like sometimes she uses a different pose on her avatar, but she uses the same ones a lot, and her thumbnails look like they took 5 minutes. I may be sounding harsh, but this is just the truth. Like I said, I don't like effortless content like this. I mean, she uses other people's videos a lot and she just talks. That's basically all her videos. What's weird is that Winter's second channel is actually subbed to me, which is unexpected because why subscribe to someone who exposed you? I don't really get it, but with that being said, let's move on to the next YouTuber who's similar to Winter, but let's say her thumbnails are more, how do I put this, questionable. Now the weird thing about alwaysbrightt is she was in my video exposing Winter. However, she ended up just like her at the end. I exposed Bright right after Winter because she wasn't the person you thought she was. I recommend watching the video because it'll explain everything. But let's say that she made some awful comments. Also, I forgot to mention, but in that video exposing Winter, I also exposed Jackie, which is also a bad person. Bright is a copy and paste of Winter, which isn't a good title to have. And it's ironic, she was hating on her and everything, but then she switches up and starts making similar content like Winter, and now they're like best friends. If I'm being honest, I and others felt betrayed because she was once on our side but then switched up. But it doesn't matter anymore. And also I had this gut feeling that she was someone I couldn't trust. Like, I don't know why, but she seemed off. And I was right, I guess.
Like, obviously when you meet someone you can't trust them, but like, I don't know, like as I kind of like talked to her more, I still like had this feeling that I couldn't trust her.
Anyways, so what's off about her thumbnails? She uses the same style as Winter, which is obvious, but that's not the worst part because as you look closer into the thumbnails, you notice how disturbing they are. And the majority of Bright's audience is kids, as her videos are targeted towards kids. So it's just very off. Okay guys, this is a lot, okay? Bear with me. What is going on? Like, look at this thumbnail. That's actually like so disturbing, and she's showing this to kids. And then this one is also like really scary and disturbing. And then that one, like, what did you do to Bluey or whatever his name is? And then that's like, what is it called? 99 Nights in the Forest. And just look at how clickbait these videos are. Like, what is going on there? And that's basically what her content is. Of course she adds a labubu. Flip these labubus, bro. Anyways, another thing I forgot to mention is obviously these videos gets lots of views. Like, oh my god, let's go to her most popular. 540, half a million views basically. 380k, 350k. Like, obviously these videos get a lot of views because it's very clickbaity and stuff. Last time I talked about her, she had 20k, I'm pretty sure. And now she has almost 100k. Same with Bright, she has like 150k. No, I think it's like 105k. Wait, never mind, 200, almost 300k. Yeah, this is insane. I obviously don't like Bright's content, and it's crazy to see her get lots of views and subscribers off her slop content while others work so hard and don't even get half of the recognition, not even third of the recognition. But unfortunately, that's just how the YouTube algorithm works sometimes, and this is what happens when you clickbait. But anyways, it's not a good way to get views. Anyways, that includes Bright's segment. She didn't change at all. She might have actually gotten worse, as her thumbnails and videos are way more clickbaity and disturbing, and it doesn't seem like she'll be switching her content anytime soon. Surprisingly, auiciq actually made a whole video addressing the staging and scripting claims, which I think is a little brave. I haven't really seen other MMT YouTubers do something like that, though correct me if I'm wrong. She was open about it, explaining which videos were scripted and which ones were real. Honestly, I didn't expect this at all, but I'm really glad she did. Now, I gotta give auiciq credit for her thumbnails because they're actually so good, and I found out she does them herself because she made a video on her second channel. Also, her videos aren't that bad, and if she's the one editing them, I gotta give her credit for that too. Anyways, I think that wraps up auiciq's part. I'm glad she addressed this and is changing, although she might upload less because she's moving and stuff. But nevertheless, I hope more MMT YouTubers change like her, which include quitting making staged or scripted videos and quitting promoting the offsite MM2 websites. But anyways, join my Discord, make sure to follow me on Roblox and Instagram, and thank you so much for watching. Bye bye. Also guys, I got a new mic. You can probably tell the quality difference. This one is way better. Like, I love it and I'm really grateful. But anyways, rate it down in the comment, and yeah, that's all I have to say. I worked really hard in this video, so I really hope you guys like it. And like, if you're new to my channel, subscribe, and yeah.